Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Hashfi Hawali Ramadhan, number student 2024-32071. Here I want explain about the loopings and one again is the functions. Okay, first, basic concept of loops. A loop is a structure used to repeat commands many times. A loop has two main parts. First is conditions. Condition is a Boolean expression, true or false, that controls the loop. Second, loop body is the commands that are repeat. A loop also has uh, in, initializations, sets the starting value, and termination or update change the value so the loop can stop. And number two is the types of loop and how the work. First, for loop is the for loop is used when the number of repetition is known. The step is initialization runs once, two conditions is checked. If true, comments run, value is updated, and 5 repeat until the condition is false. And after that, the while loop. The while loop is used when the numbers of repetition is not known. The step is first check the condition. If true, run commands. 3 repeat checking the condition, and 4 if false, stop. And number 3 is the while loop. The do while loop always runs uh, at least once. The step first run the commands, check the condition, if true repeat, and if false stop. 3 initialization, condition, and termination. Initialization set the starting value of the control variable. The condition decides whether the loop continues or stops, and the terminations change the variable so the loop can end. If termination is wrong, the loop can become an infinite loop, never stops. And number 4, types of loops. The for loop for a fixed number of the repetitions. The nested for is a for loop inside another for loop. Number 3, infinite loop. The infinite loop is a loop that never stops because the condition is always true. The number 4 is goto statement. The goto statement is jumps directly to a labeled part of the program. Number 5 is while loop. Repeats while the condition is true. And number 6, do while loop. Runs once before checking the conditions. Number 7 is break statement. Stop the loop immediately. And number 8, continue statement. Skips the current iteration and continues to the next ones. Number 5, the comparisons of loops. Number 1 is for loop and while loop. For loop is used when the number or repetition is known, and while loop is used when the numbers is unknown. Number 2 is while loop versus the do while loop. While loop is checks the condition first. Do while loop is runs once before checking the conditions. Number 3 is for loop versus nested for loop. For loop is one level of repetitions, and nested for loop is multiple levels. Multiple levels is rows, columns, and patterns. Number 4 is infinite loop versus controlled loop. The controlled loop is safe and stops correctly. The infinite loop is dangerous and can crash the program. Number 5 is the break versus continuous. Number 6 is breaks and continuous. Break is exits the loop, and continue is skips one iterations. And the implementation of loops, variable n is numbers of student. The variable nilai is student score. The variable total is total score, and the variable rata is average score. And the step for use the coding first is user input the number of student. A for loop repeats input of student scores. 3 all scores are added to total. 4 average is calculated. Rata equal total slash n. And 5 the programs display total scores and average scores. And 6 if average greater than 75, the output is pass. If average lower than 75, the output is fail. Okay, the number 1 of the functions. The basic concept of functions in C++ is a function is a block of code used to do a specific task and can be reused. The functions makes program more organized, easier to read, easier to fix, and more efficient. And functions, concept of functions is can return a value or not, can have parameters as input, and is called from main. Okay, the part of a functions is return type. Type of value returns integer value, integer, float, and void. After that, the function names is name used to call the functions. The parameters is the function is input values, and the function's body is code inside, and return statement is sends the result back. And the explanation about the format, sample explanations about the functions. The integer is return type, and the kali is function's name. The integer a, integer b is parameters, and the a point b is calculation. Return hasil is return result. And types of function is first is void functions. Void functions is no return values. Number 2 is return value functions. The return value functions is returns a value. The 3 function without parameters, the output is no input. 4 functions with parameters, the functions with parameters has input. And recursive functions is the calls itself. And the 6 iterative functions is use loops. And the function prototypes is function declaration before main. And comparison of functions. The first comparisons is functions return and functions void. The returns is gives a result, and the void is no result. Number 2 is function with parameter versus without parameter. The with parameter, the function is flexible and use input, and without parameter, the functions is fixed result. Recursive and iterative. The recursive is easier concept, use more memory, but the iterative is more efficient. And the normal function versus prototype. The normal function is full definitions, but the prototype is only declaration before use. And last, the implementation functions here. The include IO streams is enable input or output. The using namespace std is allows using cout and cin directly. The integer luas, integer p and integer l is functions prototype. The main is program start here and user inputs length and width. And the functions luas is called. The result is print and the return 0 is program and successful. Okay, that's my explanation about the looping and functions. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.